Am I the a-hole for how I responded to a friend at my friend's birthday dinner? Hello, I'm part of a friend group of 5 girls, all 20 to 22 years old. We live in Europe and this post is translated to English. My friend A had her birthday dinner with the group yesterday. A's friend B is 22 and a SAHM. I am a university student. Yesterday, when B arrived late, she looked at me and said, "You look like crap." Not very nice, but true, so fair enough because I really looked like crap. Why? I have a lot of courses that I have to attend and I cannot delay them. The exams are coming. I'm studying for more than 90 hours per week without counting the lectures. I'm also working, although only 3 hours a week, with preparing at home for at least 2 more hours. I am stressed and I fear that I cannot pass these exams. I kind of developed insomnia due to the stress, so I have not slept for the last 3 to 4 days, and you can see it in my face. I'm starting to think that if I die right now, at least I don't have to do the exams, but I think I'll feel better again after the exams. I didn't even want to go to dinner because I just have so much to do, but I care about A, so I went. I said, "Yeah, I'm very tired from studying." She laughed and said her usual mantra, "You don't know what tired is. I have 3 kids. Talk again about it when you also have 3 kids. You could have at least put on some makeup." Now, I don't really know what happened to me because we are all used to this kind of comments from her. But I snapped. I told her exactly how tired I am. I told her that she isn't the only one tired and that her gatekeeping being tired is annoying and also shows what a selfish person she is and that being empathetic for one time would not kill her. I followed saying that I am, without doubt, more tired than her since all her kids are out of the house for 10 hours a day. Good daycare since her husband has a good job. And all she has to do is cleaning and not even cooking because her husband does this. Moreover, she has her mother-in-law taking care of night duties because she and hubby are too tired. She told us all this herself, while I have to clean and cook and do all by myself. I think in the end I was kind of screaming because when I looked around, people were staring at us. She asked A if she had anything to say, and after A didn't say anything, she told me I was a childish B and to go to hell. Then she left. I think A was just too shocked to react. After that, I started crying, and I immediately apologized to A for ruining her birthday dinner. A was kind and told me not to worry about it and that she would have a chat with B later. The other girls messaged me after we left saying that I had to apologize to B, but that I was insensitive to her struggles and that it was not okay to bring her home situation to the discussion. I wrote this during another sleepless night and am only posting this now because I still don't know if I was in the right for responding like that. I mean, I still ruined A's birthday dinner and I could have just ignored her comment. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused at the others saying that you shouldn't be dragging her home life into this. What do they mean? It's not like you're bringing up like, oh, these traumas and stuff that she's had to deal with. How unfair of you. You're bringing up the fact that it's like, you have daycare helping you, and your husband does the cleaning, and your mother-in-law helps you this and that. Like, I don't get that. You're not slinging stuff at her. You're trying to make your point that it's like, hey, I know being a parent is tiring, but you have help. You have a lot of help. And you, the person writing this, are doing all your stuff yourself. So, yeah, no. Their whole, whatever these other friends are saying, they need to shut the hell up because that's ridiculous. Maybe it was a little out of line to explode like that at a birthday dinner. I don't think it makes you an a-hole though, because I am sorry, parents, you do this a lot, okay? When other people are dealing with a whole ton of stress and work and they're tired, you always like to be like, oh, but you don't have kids. You don't know what tired is. I know parenting is hard, okay? I'm not a parent. I know plenty of parents. I have some. Parenting is a very tough thing, especially in those early years. A lot of sleeplessness. It is exhausting for sure. You don't own being tired. Okay? You don't own being exhausted. This person is doing a ton of college coursework. That stuff is brutal. It's only gotten more brutal over the decades. And you don't get to just own being tired and don't just sling that around like it's an excuse. And also, the way she said that you looked like crap and judged you for not wearing makeup, no, I'm sorry. Screw that person. She deserved what she got. You're not an a-hole. Today I effed up by getting busted by the cops while in my bra and panties after breaking and entering to get my friend insulin. This weekend, I was in one of my best friend's weddings. The bride, my friend, is diabetic and forgot her insulin when we went to the church, so technically diabetes is the villain in this story. No problem, I volunteered to go back to her house and pick it up. I like missions. Me against diabetes. After a morning of bridal stuff, my adrenaline glands were more than happy to kick some dust off. The bride says the back door is unlocked, so I dash to her house, drifting the corners, in my mind, finding the apex in the road. The back door is not unlocked. No doors are opened, but I am not taking the L on this. All of us bridesmaids had gotten ready at her house earlier, and one of the other bridesmaids was leaning out her window on the second floor smoking. I gaze up at her window, praying that it's still unlocked. I know this house. I went to high school with the bride, snuck out of that window onto the roof, and clambered down the tree beside the house many times. Only this time, I'm in a strapless, tight mermaid-style dress. Driving a stick in this constricting skirt was challenging enough. There's no way on God's green earth that I can climb a tree. It's barely above freezing, but this is a DEFCON 2 situation. I'm in the backyard, and there's only one house that can see me. I accept the crazy low odds that the grandparents that live next door will notice me. Decidedly incorrect assumption, because apparently Gramps was assigned himself the position of Overwatch. I kick off my heels, sling off my jacket, it's barely above freezing, and toss the Morticia Addams-style bridesmaid dress over the fence. I pat my old friend, the tree, and begin to climb. I'm sure I sloth climbed it, but the adrenaline pulsing through my veins had me convinced that I ninja warriored that crap. The window is unlocked. Oorah! Once I open it, I ungracefully fall into the room from the roof. I don't care because the distinctly male movie announcer voice in my head is sexily broadcasting the trailer of the movie I'm acting out. The crowd cheers when my icicle toes hit the hardwood floors. I'm killing it. The room looks like a girl bomb exploded. Curlers, hairdryers, makeup bags, and clothes cover every square inch of the carpet. I super kung fu hopped over the piles to the dresser where she said her insulin bag would be. It's not there. I rifle through the piles, shaking like a scared dog from the cold. Nope. To the bathroom. Nope. A massive rock drops into my stomach when I can't find her insulin. The clock is ticking. I launch down the stairs, 2 at a time, and run through the house as my eyes scan every surface. I found it on the kitchen counter, a full floor away from where she thought she left it. Booyah! I'm back in the game. I shotgun pump my arm and grab the bag. I make sure I can lock the kitchen door from the inside. I mentally check. Yep, I left all my stuff outside. I step into the garage, shutting the door behind me. As I'm jiggling the locked doorknob, I hear the whoop whoop of a police car. I slowly turn and do some weird half raise of my hands. There are two cops in the driveway, all official and stern looking. In a split second, I flash on images. I'm in the back of the police car, handcuffed. Search warrants are getting issued. I see the courtroom, a stern judge and an unforgiving jury. In a moment of catastrophic cognitive dissonance, I swear I heard my brain misfire. The only thing that zaps me back to reality is that, I kid you not, my boobs are 2 frozen ice cones. I'm going to have the pleasure of explaining this crap show to the officers while wearing nothing but my fancy thong and lacy strapless bra because genius me didn't want panty lines, and my hot butt guy will be wearing a tux to the wedding. Enough said. I could have vaporized on the spot from the humiliation as the officers approached me. I don't even know what I said. I virtually shoved the bag of insulin at the older cop and vomited out the preposterous details of this Texas-sized oof that landed me in my skivvies coming out of a house that I technically broke into. Then they try to keep a straight face, but then I start to laugh. It begins as a small, embarrassed chuckle, but then it takes on a life of its own, commandeering all of my self-control and flinging it into the icy wind with the ashes of my dignity. I howl. Tears run down my face, and I shoot strangled, inhuman sounds at them. I can make no sound other than drawn-out vowels. God, it's embarrassing. The cops are trying to ask me questions, and instead they get Muttley the dog. All I can do is wheeze or tear and shake from the cold. Finally, I beg them to let me put my clothes on. One gallantly swings his arm to tell me to proceed to the backyard to recover my assortment of clothing, cringily clinging to the fence. They are gentlemen about it as I jump and shimmy into this hell contraption of a bridesmaid's dress. They ask me if there's anyone that I can call from the family to confirm the story. I call the bride. She doesn't pick up. I call the bride's mom. She doesn't pick up. I call the love of my life. He picks up on the first ring. God, I love that man. He doesn't know why I left the church, but I immediately go into solve that crap fast mode. He gets the bride's dad. It gets sorted. My guy is waiting in the parking lot when I pull up. Panic rolls across his face when he sees me, thinking I've been crying. I laugh the rest of my makeup off with him while I tell him the story. We're getting married soon, and I think the bride should have to perform a commensurate task, climbing a tree in freezing weather in her underwear. I'm definitely taking suggestions. This all happened in a decently small town. This story has ripped through the gossip mill like Taco Bell through the colon. My oldest brother is apparently friends with the young cop that I could never make myself look in the eye. Yep, never living this down, and I'm never more grateful to have moved away. Also, LPT, I'm an idiot, so maybe all of you knew this, but don't hand your phone to the police. Put the call on speaker to show the text from your hand. Do not physically place your property in the care of the police. Advice from a law student who was more than happy to lecture me for 20 minutes at the reception. Too long didn't read. Title says it all. Insulin is a life-saving drug, and at least for one day I kicked diabetes' butt. You gotta do what you gotta do, even if it means being a streaking Tarzan cat burglar. You know, I'll say, I think the only way that you really did F up is if someone says, "Oh no, I need you to go to my house and get blank for me. The back door should be open." You go, "Give me your keys, please." Because they might be wrong, and then you end up stripping to your underwear, climbing a tree, digging through a house, and almost getting arrested. Get the keys from them. I don't care if they're like, "I'm not sure where my keys are." Just go, "Find them, please. We need to find the keys. Please." Like, don't take chances with that stuff, or you might end up in this situation. But if you do end up in this situation, props to our storyteller here. That's an amazing story, and it might be a little embarrassing in the moment and whatnot, and in that town, but boy, is that a fun story to be able to tell. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think you effed up that bad because you got a great story out of it. My husband is pushing me to agree to make my sister our surrogate using the traditional way. My husband and I have been struggling with infertility. We've tried some options, and right now we're looking into surrogacy. My sister agreed to do it, but my husband said he looked at how much time and money in vitro fertilization would take and slowly started hinting that we should take the traditional way. I was too shocked to even say anything, but he acted like what he said was not even that big of a deal. He explained that it's just a quick way for us to have a baby and spare the money and time to use later. I'm 100% against it. That is why I'm backing down and am no longer comfortable with this whole surrogacy route. I can't even imagine my sister's reaction once she hears my husband's suggestion. I'm both devastated over the fact that, one, he's even entertaining having intercourse with my sister just because he wants the easy way, and two, if I ever agree despite feeling uncomfortable, then I will always carry this memory of how the baby is conceived. I refused and shut his suggestion down hard. He's now started guilting me, saying I don't trust him, then saying I'm selfish for choosing to back out when he still wants to be a dad like he expected when he married me. Basically blaming me for my infertility issues. I feel so devastated and like my body is useless and has failed me to the point where I could expect any negative comment on it, whether true or not. Emotionally and mentally, I just can't express how I feel right now. By the way, my sister is 4 years younger than me. I'm 34 years old and my husband is 37. Sounds like your husband is trying to become an ex-husband in my mind, because that's absurd. Like, okay, look, if someone was a-okay with that, like if you and the sister talked and you presented the idea where like, you know, in vitro fertilization is really, really expensive, you know, maybe, it's not in vitro, in vitro, you know, oh, maybe, you know, you could just do it the normal way, but it's meaningless. Like, if people are genuinely okay with that, that's fine. That's their business. But the moment that your husband, like, suggests that and you go, no, I'm not comfortable, and he keeps pushing, screw him. But not literally. Don't do it literally. Like, that's so awful. And for him to, like, guilt you, like, I wanted to be a dad like I expected when I'm married. Through sickness and health, jackbutt. You piece of crap. Holy cow, this is making me so mad. Don't do this. Holy cow. No, you respect your partner's comfort levels. That's what you agreed to in marriage. You didn't sign a contract saying, I will marry you and be faithful to you so long as you give me the children that I am owed. What the hell is wrong with you? You know, it's another great way to get kids: adoption. I know it takes a lot of time and it can also be expensive, but it is a possibility and it's a wonderful thing to do for some people. Or save up for the in vitro fertilization. But the fact that he's pushing this, for me, that would be grounds to, like, start discussing, like, hey, I'm super unhappy with all of this, and now I'm never going to forget how much you pushed for this, so I think our relationship is pretty badly damaged, and is either going to take a lot of work, or not that much more work for much longer. Today, I effed up. I hooked up with a guy in my airport hotel room this morning before checking out. Turns out he is on the same flight as me, and guess what? He's traveling with his wife and kids. I know Reddit is going to give me a lot of hate for this. This morning, I was super horny and really wanting to hook up with a local guy to give him a BJ. So I got talking with a guy, and even though he was a lot older, like late 30s, mid 40s, he had a great body and a great D. So I said, what the hell, and invited him to my hotel room. After 45 minutes to an hour of fun, I thought I'd never see this dude again because I'm flying home this afternoon, right now. Wrong. I went to the gate when they started boarding. Guess who was pre-boarding with his wife and children? You guessed it. To make matters worse, they are just a couple rows from me and I can hear all their conversations. I'm in the plane right now and he keeps texting. I am saving screenshots in case I need them in the future. I'm sitting here wondering how he was able to get away from his family that long. He was staying at the same hotel, which now just dawned on me because he made it to my room super fast. This is so uncomfortable. Too long didn't read. Hooked up with a guy in my airport hotel this morning, showing as he married and his family are on the same flight home. Okay, first, you don't need a too long didn't read for a 2-paragraph story. Chill out. And also, the title of your thing explained it better than the too long didn't read. So, just a tip for future folks. That sucks. That sucks a lot. You're allowed to have fun like that. And, I mean, it's on him. This is not on you. You wanted to have some fun. You shouldn't have to, like, interview the guy and be like, now, do you have a wife and kids? Are you in a current relationship? This and, like, you expect if you find someone local and are like, hey, looking to fool around? And they're like, yeah, I am. You hope they're on the up and up. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not your fault. It sucks. I'm sorry that you're on a flight with them. Good job saving those screenshots, but maybe also block his number or something and just move on because you don't want to get involved with a cheater like that. So, it sucks. I'm sorry, but best just let him live his life. And I don't know. People always argue whether or not it's your place to, like, tell the wife and kids. Like, I think cheaters should be exposed. So, but you do whatever you think is right. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.